Hey, good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna wait for a few of you to pop up. Meanwhile, I'm gonna start connecting with the guys and see what will like to come through. Hey, Teresa. Thank you, April, for being here. I'm going to I'm going to answer some questions, but I would like to start by doing a little bit of healing. Can you guys confirm if the sound it's okay? Hey, Mary. Thank you. Sounds good. Okay, let's begin. I'm going to ask all your higher selves, your guides, to connect with mine. I'm going to ask my consciousness to step aside so I can be a clear channel for unconditional love and pure source consciousness for all of us. And only the highest and the highest and the highest can come through. And if you would like to go with me just for a few minutes, sit, close your eyes, take a deep, deep, deep breath. Don't fight with the mind, just allow the mind to share what needs to express. And as you breathe, this light language is going to bring some balance and purification into the chakra field. Ekera tera soro komanene. Ineki ish ichi esako ni ichi ramaresera koki ishki. As you breathe with me, in your own way, the pattern that feels normal for you, the energy is going to start to be raising and raising and raising frequency. Era kiera ashte inia seko mi ni chi iki inate orokone isa eshke ni imate iniki ikiate isa ukuiti ma initikia soko ishti isa niamate kiarako iniaya. So what I'm feeling is the energy from the lower chakras raising up into the heart, and then from the heart is going to expand into every part of our physical body or emotion or the mind that needs support. Irakini ise koti ishki inia kama ikiana te irako inia nene mate iseko iki ishti inaseko ia era korene era sekoreki iti ishki. Inama te kiara aso kune ki eske esa kune ki itiki ineko anama te isa. Yash ako iti inieseko iti ishka inamate ira anaseko iniate ki ishki iniaseki nate eke akutiko soku nema ikia yate ikia nako itia sako sheke soko nia neseko ish na ase ki iti ish iti inia seko ni. Nimetera sako neki ikia te ishka na seko te eneseki inia. It feels like a chakra clearing to me. What they are doing is opening our chakra so it can be infused with light. And this is my guides, and they're working with unconditional love. Akaratara sorokoreki anaki arakara asheki arakoe neki iti ishka. And I'm gonna allow them to take over. Kurusuru shiriki araki anadiki erasarakuni arakuru no no do uru surukuturu kushiriki anaki erasakoreki ini iti ishki ini asako initi. Inni nakotoro sorokotereki ishniki esako iti ini arate enaseko. This light language comes from pre-EDS. Sarakotoro sorokotereki anaki arako oshke eneseko iti ira amase neki iki ini ase. Oke iti irako uku ini iti ima ene eseko iti ishki. Narara kurusuru kuturu kurukira kiara kane kiara kiara te kiara sera kurusuru kuturu ku ishki ini ete ashka. Now, starting from the root, all chakras are going to find a different rhythm. Some of them are working a lot, others are not working properly, and others are not communicating with the rest. So as we begin on the root, and as you breathe in the light, the root will expand and find its own alignment. Erakuro shurokuturo kusene kiara kiara kara otur usurokorene ede emara ashke ene sekore ki iti nesesaya kote ira ki ishki ina ate esa kone ki ira mare terase sera kuturo kurukuru kusurukutine mare ki iti ashka. Now the sacral chakra itirikira sara kurukune mareki iti era sera kuturuku shurukuturu nirikira kira sera kuturukuru dinin ide shirikira nesara kurukuna matereki ena sera ki iti ishki ni iti ata asoku ti iti. Another plexus. Ikira tere seraku. Ikina arash esereki ini iti imane ki iaki ene eseko ineti ishki. Innera kiara torosoro kuru kuneneda ki arashetra hanakara sera kutene ki ara ki ara torosoro kutene ki iriki irshidi iro tur urunene nemade ki sekina ki ishkidi kudono ne ki ya ki kutukune ki eteki ishkina nishkina te ki sena ki ara turkuti tini ki ishki tarakuro kunene de ki anaseki ate ki anaki ishki initi iti ishki inia. And now moving into the heart, along with the upper chakras, iki initi ishki ine esako iti ina. Ne eyaki iti ashke esako ene a iti yama ene ati ini ete ash iti. Iti ne akuso kuiti da kiara sek ha kolea ya ki ili mani iti ish. Ilitira sera koneki irema ana eshkira asekone iti ishki isako ini iti ish ni iate. The energy, it's blue, or auras shift into blue for purification and transmutation. Iraki ira ane esekote ini ikiti ishki. And now we are going to ground. I think we're all done. That was good. I felt a few things. I don't know if you have questions. It felt like us as a collective, our lower chakras were not in balance because there is a lot of fear. There is a lot of insecurity. We don't know what's going to happen. We are in quarantine. We are forced of being restricted, control. The economy is shaking a little bit. So there is a lot of things that make us feel unsafe because what was working certainly is not, because this is a new energy and it's unknown. Sometimes we feel like we want to run away, we want to go to the stars, and then we want to be rescued by our brothers and sisters from the stars. And I'm feeling all of these things from the sessions, from my friends that message me. I daily have messages about, I can do this, I feel so sad, I'm struggling a lot, I don't know what to do. So working in our lower chakras is going to be imperative for all of us, because we need to feel safe, we need to feel empowered, we need to feel that we got this, that we know what to do, that we may don't know where we are going, but no matter what happens, we're gonna be fine. So it is okay to feel like running away, but at the same time, let's trust a little bit more and have faith and know that no matter what happens, we're gonna be just fine because we got this. We prepare for this life from eons ago. When I have Akashic record session, sometimes I was seeing that people had 50 lives on earth, 80 lives on earth, 100 lives on earth, etc. Besides the other lives that they had in other planes. So we got this. The fact that we don't exactly remember everything, it does not mean we don't know what we need to do when some challenge comes to the surface or trouble. So fear, why are we feeling fear? Someone asked. It's necessary because fear is so ingrained in all of us, from all the lives that we had, from different situations, traumas, wounds that happened to us in this plane or in any other, that fear becomes rooted in us, in a part of our personality. Like, for example, some people will be afraid to spiders or will be afraid to eat tomato because they may have an allergy. Some people will have afraid to toxic people, narcissists, entities, etc., etc. So fear, it's this is the best way that I can explain it. Fear, it is just the warning signal that there is something that we haven't addressed in our energy field, but it does not mean it's a bad thing. It's just something that has not been taken care, so we're going to have situations in order for us to correct that. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much. So fear is actually an aspect of us that feel separated or rejected, and we haven't figured out the way to bring it into the whole. But it's not as separated from us. I've been hearing people that said, I had a reptilian entity, I had an attachment, I'm seeing ghosts, I'm seeing entities, how do I fix it? Look guys, in order for us to have an encounter such as the type that we can feel fear, we must have, how do I say that? Okay, nothing that is outside of our oversoul can come through. Nothing. Because we need to match frequency. It does not mean that if you've seen a reptilian, let's say, you're a bad thing or you are a family member of them. It does not mean that. It means that there is a pre-agreement from your soul that you're going to have that encounter, so you will support each other. Perhaps that entity is helping you not to be afraid. Perhaps it's because you are doing shadow work and you need someone to guide you into the shadows. I don't know, because we are all different. Perhaps it is soul family members. I see reptilians sometimes in people, and people that are doing angels perhaps. So not all reptilians are bad. It's just depending on the frequency, like not all humans are good people either. So it's kind of the same. So yes, I'm going to answer that. So what's going on with fear? Fear, it is the advantageous way for us to incorporate more light by fixing something. Thank you for the stars in the comments. By fixing something that it was not addressed whether in this life or in any other. But it's not our enemy. So we're all, I think, at the collective level being challenged to pull it through. Whatever our fear means, it could be the economy, it could be because I don't have my couple with me, I'm not that gifted, I don't know what to do, I don't know what my life purpose is. Whatever fear means to you, it's just advising you that you have a greatest strength, but you haven't figured out the way to incorporate it. So if we step outside of the victim side that we all have and try to see the lesson, we're gonna be able to make peace with it, because we don't make peace with our enemies, with our friends. We make peace with our enemies. So it's a good thing that we're all being challenged. It's a good thing because it means we are changing, we are holding more light. And the struggle comes because we resist. We all do that. We resist because perhaps we are outside of our comfort zone, and then because we resistance, it's engaged with fear, with lack, with whatever it's happening, and then we feel like we just want to run away. I heard that in the morning. I was sent a message and then I said, you know what? I just want to run away. But it's not about running away. It's about making the shift here. And the 3D life that you had, that probably the work that you don't like, probably with the family that you don't get along, probably with a couple that do not understand what you do, is where our light work happens. When we really do the light, when we really pull the light, it is like, I don't remember the quote that says that whenever it is dark, darkness just pushes to glow more. And this darkness, guys, is not going to be gone just because we enter another year. I think the other year is gonna be a little bit more intense. So I feel, for my own guidance, but I don't know everything, that we're gonna be in that stage like for a year and a half, and then until that year and a half, it's gonna ease a little bit. But it's gonna ease a little bit depending on how we engage with fear, by choosing not engage with fear, by choosing love, or how well we integrate this newness, how well we have the capacity to innovate solutions for the things that are happening, for the kids, for health issues, for all those things. So this is a time for all of us to go within, address whatever is happening into all of us, and then not fix it, but come out with a solution so that pattern don't happen over and over again. I hope that makes sense. Let me see. I think I had another question regarding. Yes, Lori. What my guys say to me, and I'm gonna share something. Thank you for all the stars. I'm gonna share something about fear, something fearful that happened to me this weekend, and I think it happened to me because it was meant to share with all of you. Thank you for all the stars. I'm saving for a new computer. Okay, you all know I went to a vacation, so I was driving and I was meant to drive 2 hours. I stopped in a gas station, and the day before I took my car into the shop so they can have like the full tune-up. I buy tires, everything, so I could drive safely, right? So I was driving, and then I stopped in the gas station. My car was perfectly, and then the guy from the gas station forgot to put the lid on the water tank. It just put it on top, but it didn't close it. What happened to me, it was a few minutes before my car stopped because it overheated, but I was in the, how do I say that in English? In the driveway? In the freeway. I was in the freeway in the middle of nowhere, and it was like 2 p.m. It was so hot because I'm close to Arizona. So right here, the hot, it's like apocalypse. I think it is between the 90s and the 100, sometimes 120, 110. So it was like 100. So at that moment when my car stops, I freak out. It's a normal thing as a survivor. And then I saw my chakras exploding, like if I was attacking myself, because my mind seed fear. So my fear explored my chakras like if I was in a war zone. I could only saw my chakras going like poof, 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 and I was, fuck, what am I gonna do, right? So I panic more, and then I notice a deeper holes in my chakra like poof, 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 because I know a lot of people want to see the energy, but when you see the energy, things happen like that, I freak out. It's a normal thing, right? So just put in my shoes. It was like 100 degrees. I was in my car with my kids in the middle of nowhere, and my car stopped. So I say, okay, Gretel, stop it. So I froze myself and I say, okay, I'm gonna breathe, think, what do I need to do? I can call someone, but whoever I call is gonna take at least half an hour or an hour. And I say, okay, what am I gonna do? So I stop and I start breathing. And it's so hard when you are in fear. It's so hard because fear takes over your body, right? We all have been there. So I breathe and I say, okay, let's see what I need to do, right? So let me see if it turned it on. So it turned it on, and then I saw it was a restaurant, and that restaurant, it was from those trucks and stuff like that. So my car turned on, so I got into the restaurant. Into the restaurant, I saw two men, fishermen, they were buying beer. And I said, guys, can you help me? So they helped me with the water. They helped me, so my water, it was cool. So they stayed with me like for 40 minutes. And I didn't call anyone. I didn't call my brother. I didn't call anyone because I thought if I call my brother, I was not trusting myself. And I said, you know what? I got this. I got this. Yes, I'm alone. And the freeway, my car is not working, whatever, but I got this. So when fear comes and we're able to manage peace and know that we got this, is when we purge and transcend that pattern, right? The pattern that I was working, it was that I was alone. So I felt unsafe. But I said, no, I got this. And then when I knew the guys stopped and assist me, I said, I'm okay. I just have to have faith that I'm going to be fine, right? And then it was another gas station like in a half of a mile. So they said, you know what, get there and buy antifreeze and then see what you need to do. If you need to call a toll car, I think is how do you say in English, or whatever you want to do. So I did that. So in the gas station, they assist me too because I found a guy that knew about mechanics. So he said, you know what? He helped me to check the motor, the engine, everything. And then he said, look, ma'am, you're going to be fine. You can go back to where you came, like an hour, or you can go to the beach, but your car is going to be fine. Just whenever you got there, find a shop. And I said, I think, right? And I said, if I go back, it's because I'm not going to have my vacation. Yes, tow truck. But at the same time, I'm not trusting that I'm going to be fine. But it was like a little risk that my car could broke while driving, right? But I said, you know what? I'm going to be fine. So sometimes, guys, we need to have the leap of faith and know, even though it's scary, that we're going to be fine. So I was driving slow. I was shaking the car. I was listening to everything. My car was not like perfect, but it was fine. I got there. So when I got there, I told the kids, you know what? Let's go to the pool. We're not worried about the car today. We're going to the pool. We're going to have dinner in a beautiful, nice restaurant. Because I wanted to drink. And I'm not drinking for, I think, 2 years I stopped drinking. But because I was stressed, I felt like drinking. I even felt like smoking a cigarette. And then I said, no, Gretel, I'm not gonna engage into that. Let's go into the pool, right? Because all those things are the things that fix happiness for a little bit, but they did not resolve it. That's what I believe. So I went to the pool. I stopped thinking about the car. I said, forget it. Perhaps I need to buy a new one. Who knows, right? Forget it. I said, money will come, everything will come. So I enjoyed my day. Next day, I asked the receptionist. So a guy helped me because he's a mechanic for boats. So he helped me with the car. He charged me. And then he said, look, ma'am, I'm just going to fix it like a little bit so you can draw to where you are. But whenever you get there, look for a shop and then fix whatever happened, right? So it was how do I say that? I was in front of fear, but I'm proud of me. And it's okay to tell it because it happens to all of us, guys. I'm not perfect. But my lesson, it was many lessons in that situation. First of all, be confident that even though we don't know exactly how things are going to be next, because I didn't know if the car was going to work or not, trust that it was going to be okay. And it was okay because I always had help. Second lesson, don't be a victim and don't panic because it's not working. Right? Because I was a victim before and it didn't work for me. So I said, what? Fuck it. I got this. Perhaps the car is meant to broke and then I'm meant to buy a new one. And then I'm going to buy a Lexus. I'm just joking. So whatever. Because we don't know what comes next. We don't know what is plan B or plan C. We don't know what it happens in the present moment. But I could not have a vacation if I would engage with the fear and then be bored home and then lose the money that I pay in the hotel, right? And then the other lesson, it was to have the leap of faith. And faith does not come about things you may think will happen. It happens when you trust that you don't know how things are gonna end, but you know you're gonna be fine, right? Yes. So, and guess what happened? It was all safe. Of course, I wrecked the car, I bubbled the engine, did everything I did. I sent love to the road. This is something that I do. Now that I'm seeing the energy, I do it always. Before entering a session, before stepping out of bed, I bless my day. Before doing a live, I send love to all of you, whoever is meant to be with me. So I clear the space. And this is another thing that I would like to show with all of you. Things can be dense in the world. I mean, news, Facebook, whatever. But we know the tools. We know what to do. Some people know Reiki. Some people do crystals. Some people do light language. Some people do mindfulness. Some people do affirmations and beyond. Whatever it is, the practices that you all know and that you all do, use it. Those practices are not to be posted in beautiful memes all over Facebook. No, we're meant to use it. And we're meant to use it in moments that we're being challenged and we don't know what to do. Like I was in the middle of nowhere. And then I drive home yesterday and then the next day car it didn't turn on. But I said, fuck, that could happen to me while I was driving, but it didn't. It didn't because I trust that I was going to be safe. And the car was one with me because my car, my house, is an extension of my energy. And the page and all of you. So whatever is happening on the page or in my car, in my house, has to do with me. Not because I'm going to feel guilty or shame on me like when I was in the Catholic Church. No, because perhaps I lower my frequency a little bit. So I step into fear. So I recognize I have changed. And it's all good and I got this. And I don't engage into the old ways when I was the perfect victim and that I was blaming everyone for my own mess. So now it's not about making a mess or not. It's not about fixing it because we're not broken. It's about vibrating different in front of a challenge. I hope that makes sense. And yes, so I think I was assigned to experience that. So I will share with all of you, and I can remind you, all of you, that fear, in reality, it's like, how do I say that? The bad thing that comes, and when we integrate it, make us stronger and beautiful than before. And then we feel like superhero because we were in front of a fear, but we didn't stop. We just got through and then do the best that we could give at that moment. I hope that makes sense. Yes. Yes. But at the same time, I'm working on my abundance, and my abundance is not about money, it's about the exchange, because income comes when you give and receive. So it was part of all the lessons that I have had in those 2 months about abundance, because when the exchange is not given in a high frequency, stop and don't do it. If you are fighting with someone because that person owes you money, forget it. Let them have the money. But when we engage in those things, we just drain both of us, and then we create a pattern, so more of those things will come. So this course is not only about manifesting goal and money and new job and all those things. No, it's about being aware where we still have beliefs that are limiting beliefs, and where we need to shift things. So we do exchange things all day, in every moment. We all do choices. Like, for example, for me, I could choose to travel or to stay home and panic and then be pissed off because my travel was canceled because one stupid person did not put the lid on the tank. So it was a stupid thing, but then that stupid thing happened because a lesson that I needed to learn. So I'm going to talk about more of these, about the exchange. Tuesday 22, the first class of the abundance course, I'm gonna give it like a webinar for free. I already have like 20 people, I think, that sign on. I'm not going to allow any more to enroll after 22 because we're gonna do 33 days where I'm going to send codes and lessons, and the videos that I'm doing, I'm going to provide support. So whoever enroll next, they won't have that 30 codes because those codes are going to be only given by this first group. And mainly this course, it's about where to shift so we don't engage in lower frequencies exchange anymore than we used to be. I hope that makes sense. And that exchange applies not only for money, applies also with your friends, your family, your couple, your work, even ourselves, because sometimes we are very mean with ourselves. The link to the course, I can put it on the comments. I think I forgot to put it, but you can find that on my page. Yes, for the course, and then the event on the 22 is gonna be on the page. Yes, it's gonna be on the page. I think I put it 8 or 9 a.m. Pacific time, but I'm sure you will be notified. If you go to the events, you will find it. I think I'm gonna do like for an hour and a half instead of me talking. This course, it was channeled by my guides, my Pleiadian guides. Yes. And why Pleiadians? Because their ascension, it was way more darker than the one that we have. And they were, at least in my timeline, my guys, they were a little bit, I'm not sure if it's the correct word in English, but a little bit like cocky, like they thought they knew everything. And it was kind of like ego thing, the thing that they struggle with shadow, they struggle with ego, and they struggle to integrate emotion and fear. So what they did, it was they worked with love, and they learned to reprogram the beliefs. At least is what they are still showing to me. So we're going to learn in the course about being present, about identifying your beliefs. We're going to learn about the exchange. We're going to learn also about being grateful. Why being grateful? Because when you are grateful for something, it totally shifts the energy and then change the frequency into the light. And this is what we all want to be, because on 5D, none of these scenarios are meant to happen, because we're vibrating in unconditional love all the time. So they are going to work with our heart. What else? So I'm going to be doing the first webinar class for free on the page, and then I'm going to upload it on the course. The access are going to be given like in 48 hours after the 22, and then I'm going to send the codes and the information daily by email, and then I'm going to post them as well for whoever would like to do it with us and don't want to pay the course. You guys can receive benefit as well. I think some things must be free, so it's all good, whoever needs it. And then you can go to the events, Natalie, and then it should be there. But I have been posting like crazy, so I will post it in the comments, or probably someone else can post it for me while I finish. Yes, it's gonna be like 30-day challenge. Each day I'm gonna share a message and then a code, and then you guys can print crystals, or just integrate that word like daily. And then Pleiadians are going to be working with us, so they will adjust our frequency during these 32 days. And then after that yes, how do I say that? Source vibrates in neutrality, because neutrality, it is the open field where all possibilities can exist and can be manifested. Other thing that I was gonna say, I have like supporters from the page. From the supporters, I haven't did anything yet, but I haven't forgot about you guys. I think Nora, you are. I don't want to mention the names because there are not all of them here, but I will do the webinars for you guys, teaching how to heal with light language, like for preparation for the next course that the majority asked for. So I will post it in that group for the supporters. I think I don't know the date, but I will let you guys know. Yes, thank you, Mary, thank you. Any other question? Let me see. So the course, it's 8 lessons, 6 activations, and 3 meditations. Yes, the activations and the meditations, you are meant to be listened during the 33 days, and then the codes are for words like frequencies, like for example awareness, openness, etc., etc. But mainly we're gonna practice Yes, guys are gonna give us homework. Don't stress out if any of you don't could do the homework. It's okay, you can go back the next day. Yes, thank you, Mary, thank you so much. And I'm gonna post a meditation free. I posted on YouTube already. That is one of the guided meditation that I channeled for this course with Pleiadians. I think I uploaded yesterday. Yes. My pony keeps doing that. Okay, good. I don't know if you guys have any other question. I'm gonna drink something while. Thank you. Good. Okay, guys. Yes. Yes, it was relaxing. It was relaxing being on vacation at the same time. I allow myself to nurture me. The next day that thing happened, I said, okay, I'm gonna share another thing. Look, when we are in fear because something happened, it's hard to go back to the light because my chakras were exploded, and even though I was doing healing myself, I really needed support from someone else. So I said, fuck, what do I do, right? So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give myself a massage. So I went into the spa of the hotel and they gave me like a chocolate bath. It was so good. But I noticed that I had some, how do I say that, like hooks on my body, that it was the effect of the fear that I experienced. So I needed 2 sessions of massage so I could reconnect into the light again. Sometimes we carry those fear blocks for years or for lives. So whatever you guys need to do in order for you to find the light, do it. If you need to do a healing on yourself, if you need to go into a massage, perhaps a relaxing bath. I noticed that people is not sleeping. Please sleep. I couldn't sleep one time in my life and I was using music to sleep. Whatever helps you to sleep, do it, because when we sleep, we heal also. So whatever help you to integrate and go back to normal, do it. Perhaps normal for you is gonna be dancing, music, having time with family, traveling, doing something new, waking up 30 minutes early so you could do yoga, or you could do Reiki on yourself. Whatever you do, practice it. Yes, I do that too. I use codes, and I was using codes on the car as well. Yes, it's just after that event, I couldn't connect. I hope that makes sense. I think I felt a little bit of anxiety. It was like if I was calm, but at the same time, I had like a butterfly inside that it didn't let me to fully be peaceful. Yes, thank you so much, Mari. Mari always helped me. She's one of my angels. I still have the guides. Even though I'm not channeling, you guys will receive healing because it's a way that I am rearranged. I think I'm always healing, always healing. So I'm going to finish thanking all of you for being here with me. I have a session later. And then the 22, 8 or 9 a.m., I don't remember, I'm going to do like an hour and a half. You don't have to be live with me. You can watch it later. I'm gonna leave it on the page, but I'm going to allow guides to channel through me. And my dog. And do a recalibration in our light so we align more with abundance. That's gonna be free, but if you guys decide to donate to me, that's great. If you can, that's great as well. Don't worry about it. All comes and goes, and it's perfect the way it is. So I'm gonna close by sending light to all of us. And we are still blue. At the energy level, looks like if we are all holding hands in a blue circle. I'm going to thank each of you and send love. Including your guides and your higher self. And mine, thank you, that was lovely. Thank you all for being here with me. Yes, September 22 in the morning. Stay blessed. It's weekend. Please have fun today. Do something fun. We all deserve fun and love and relaxation. Bye-bye.